Hey, everybody, we're back. That was a quick break, only because we've got the TCS video that we promised queued up and ready to go. So let's go back to that. We had some difficulties at the time, but it's ready now, and let's let it roll. TCSDCC.com.
How's it going, everybody? This is Dan Mischio from Train Control Systems coming at you live, except it's not live. It's actually recorded, but you don't know that, at least not right now. And I'm joined by two of my favorite people in the world. On my left, I got Ken Patterson, host of the What's Neat show for Model Railroad Hobbyist and the What's Neat This Week video podcast. And on my right, I've got the lovely Ashley Crashone, who's joining me here today. And we're going to be talking to you all about the TCS Universal Wi-Fi Throttle. And not just the UWT-100, we're also talking about the new and exciting UWT-50, very long anticipated product from TCS. We're happy to have finally the pre-production sample available here. And I just wanted to talk to you guys, what are your experiences, what's your impression, and why do you enjoy using your Wi-Fi throttle? Because Ken, I know you love the UWT-100 that we sent you. That's this guy right here. I know you use it every day. You tell me you run through batteries like crazy. Tell me, what are some of your favorite things about the UWT-100?
I love this throttle because of the great big LED display on it. And you're right, I do use this every day that I run trains around here. And you're right, I've been going through batteries a lot, but that's only because when I run trains, I like to just let them run really slow around my layout at about 15 or 20 miles an hour while I'm working in the shop, because my layout is designed for the run by effect. And the nice thing about this throttle is you showed me how I could set it up where the throttle will never turn off. You have the option of turning off in 20 minutes if you want to conserve on batteries, if you're just operating your layout and you're on attention all the time, operation-wise, switching and things like that. But I like to let it run for hours and hours. And this throttle's great for that. It's got a great big LED display on it that shows when the battery's about to run out. And I love the functionality of how you plan the buttons on this. The buttons on this throttle are laid out in such a way, if you look at it, it's like the buttons on a telephone. Mathematically, they actually make sense the way they're laid out. So it's something that I'm already used to using when I'm programming locomotives or otherwise programming CVs.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so one of the things that we did, which you may find on some throttles, but not all of them, is that the number of buttons, you still have the same classical 10 buttons, 0 through 9, like you find on any railroad throttle, but some of them are organized in rows of 4. And so in that respect, it's very much not like what you might be familiar with on a telephone, where you have 3 rows of 3. So that's one of the things we took into consideration when we were designing this thing. It's a lot about ergonomics. Making not only just an ergonomic throttle that's comfortable in your hand, but making it an ergonomic user experience as well.
And I'm an experienced modeler, so I'm running all the time, and I've used so many different throttle systems that have been on the market for the last 30 years, starting with the Tech 2s and the Hoggers and all those things that we had back in the 70s and the 80s. So I know what to expect when I grab a throttle and I want to run a train. But the most amazing thing that I've seen here in the last 48 hours of you being and working with us is to watch Ashley running a train, who's not normally used to using a handheld throttle when you're running trains. And I saw that the experience was really good for you.
Yeah, it was great. Kind of representing the other side where I am really new at this and I've never used these before. So I think they both have their strengths. I really like that this one has a big screen and you can see everything really well. I like this one because it's smaller and I have tiny hands, and so that it feels really nice in my hands. I also really like the knob that they have here when you have it in yard mode, which Dan taught me all about today. And I really like that when you spin it, so if you have it in yard mode, you can feel it stop here. And so if you want it to go forward, and if you want it to go backward, you can feel it stopping there, and that's really useful. And you can also switch it, so whichever way you want it to go forward, doesn't matter. You can change it that way and set it up that way. It's really user-friendly and really easy to learn how to use. I mean, he taught me in, 10 minutes, and then I was able to do it without asking him, wait, which button is which? It's really simple and easy to use.
Yeah, that's right. One of our top recommendations or requests from our customers has been, when are you guys coming out with the throttle with a knob on it? Because not everybody loves the encoders. There's been some bad experiences from people in the industry with encoders in the past, and everybody knows their Tech 2s and their MRC power packs and stuff like that. which have a very definite 0 and a very definite 100. You got none of the volts, you got all the volts. And so this gives you the same exact sort of feel as you're going to get from your classical DC power packs in a more modern, updated, and mobile platform. Ken, I know that you're constantly working around here. You got a huge basement, and this track goes all the way around. And one of my least favorite things when I go and I'm operating with somebody's layout is I don't want to have to follow my train around, and I don't want to have to plug the thing in and unplug it and make sure I have the right address called up when I unplug it. And, you know, it's just a hassle. And so now this wireless system, which is compatible with basically every system that's available on the market today, in one way or another, it means that I don't have to be tethered, that I can have freedom to walk around, I can set the throttle down, I can do something else. You know, we were over there working on that one layout, and there were trains running around at that time, and I didn't have to worry about it because the throttle was with us.
And that's because you use Wi-Fi. When you're using the home Wi-Fi system, I don't have to worry about my signal dropping out on the back far corner of the layout. We've got 157 feet of main line running all the way around, so about 2.25 miles of main line. But the other test that we did was we took this throttle outside. We went all the way down to the Garden Railroad, which was a good 150 feet away from the Wi-Fi system here in the basement. And it's going through cement walls and glass. And James Regier was still able to throttle up and make the train run on the layout here. In fact, we had it in front of the window so he could see that it was running. I was inside monitoring it. So it's amazing. The Wi-Fi system has got great reach. It's better than your standard radio system in that, again, your signal doesn't drop out when you're running your train.
That's right. So in addition to the amazing Wi-Fi functionality on the throttle, we've also got a system that we call in-throttle consisting. I gotta say, I hate consisting. I hate explaining it to people because it's so complicated. And so when we were designing our throttle system and we introduced our in-throttle consisting feature, we tried to take as much of that complexity out of this throttle as we possibly could. And so not only do you have the ability to make and break consist within the throttle itself, completely independent of your system, it's also portable. So I could go over to Ashley's house, I could go over to your house here, I could be at my house, we could all be running trains, and I could bring my consist with me, and I could bring my throttle with me, and so I don't have to set up a new consist on your system. I can just bring my throttle, bring my engines, it's portable, it's easy, and it's easy to set up, easy to break apart, and it stays in there. So the throttle has memory space where you can save your consists and your locomotives, everything becomes portable right with you, and you don't have to learn a new system or a new consisting system everywhere you go.
That's amazing. That is a great feature.
Yeah. And we are currently offering pre-orders for the UWT50. We're offering 2 different ways to save. If you want to save $50 on the UWT50, you can pay the whole thing up front, $149.95. That's $50 off MSRP. And the other way you can save is you save a little bit up front, put $100 down, you save $25, and then the rest is due on shipment. We are expecting to ship in July of 2021.
That's an awesome deal. These aren't going to last in July. If you really want to get a hold of yours, it's best now to do that pre-order.
That's absolutely right. These things are selling like hotcakes, so if you want to make sure that you get yours, pre-order from TCS today.
That's absolutely fantastic, dude. I really appreciate the fact that you're sharing this new throttle with us. Both are great. Both are at a great deal. And Ashley, I'm telling you what, it's pretty neat.
It's good stuff, yeah.
Alrighty. I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and let's go run some trains.